Hey guys, it's Maymay and it's time to introduce our newest stamp set, which is our Flowers for Mom set. I love this set. I cannot wait to show you what it does. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you this little sneak peek. It does a layered mom word with flowers and so much more. So let's start stamping it out. We're going to start with this section, which is the mom with the flowers. So you want to start by stamping mom first. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm using my already used stamp set here, and I'm going to take this and lay it face down on my card front, and I'm going to use my little press. You don't have to, but I really like to do this when I'm doing a layered image or something I'm lining up. So I'm going to pick up Mom and I'm going to ink it. I'm going to use brown, or actually vintage photo oxide. I think this will be pretty in kind of the chalky oxide ink. So I'm going to ink this up really well. And I want you to notice that there's these two little dots at the bottom on one of the M's. That's supposed to be there. You want that. Then I'm going to take my card front, or whatever you're stamping on. I'm just going to start right here at the top and press that down really well. And I know this is a distress ink, but this is a distress oxide, so they stamp really nice and full. Then I want to show you how I clean it. This is my big Brutus Monroe scrubber. I leave it on this little press, and on one side I've sprayed some squeaky clean, and on the other is not. And that's how I clean them in my scrubber, just like that. So move that away. This guy's clean and ready to go back. Now what you want to do on your stamp set, bring this over real quick. On the stamp set, you started with Mom. You want to go to the next flower underneath. They're in a row the way you go, okay? So you go to the next flower underneath. You want to make sure that when you stamp this, don't put it on your block, and don't do it like this. Don't put it on your block and then like do that, because you'll be out of line, okay? So what I've done is I've laid it onto my surface here, and you want to pay attention. The two closer flowers go here. You can tell that by the way it's laid out on your stamp set. You can see how they sit up like that, okay? So the two closest flowers go there. So I've got it laid on my surface. I'm going to pick it up with my press, which is picking up my card here, all right? And then I'm going to go to another color, and I think I'm going to use Picked Raspberry. I'll ink these guys up, just like so. Now, using these two little dots down here and the two sides, that's the flowers I like to line up. And look, I use my press so that doesn't mess me up. You're going to put one little brown dot in one crook of one flower and one little brown dot in the crook of the other flower. They just sit just like that. So you do want to put the little brown crook at the end. This one will end up where it's supposed to be. So you only have to line up those two flowers on the end. See that? Little brown crook, little brown crook. Makes sense? Good. I'm going to clean this guy. Now I'm going to lay down the next one. And again, I'm looking at my stamp set to make sure how these should lay, because the stamp set tells us that, the way it's laid out on the backer. And then I'm going to ink this guy. I think I'm going to ink these in orange. Now, when you go to stamp these, they kind of line up for you. It's pretty easy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sit these to where they're right slightly above the middle one and to the outsides of the others. You'll see they just kind of nestle right into that little spot. It'll make perfect sense. And if you're wondering, I will have a photo of these on our product page, so you can just step over there and look at it and make sure you're doing it correctly. But it's really easy. You're going to do them in order, the way they are on your stamp sheet, and they just kind of nestle in. Again, with the leaves, you can see we've used the stamp set. We've already practiced with it. All right, again with the leaves, here's a tip. Make sure you have these laying the way they are on your stamp set. Let me show you what I mean. If you flip them over, like if you twist them, it's not going to work the same. So make sure you have your leaves with the veins on the bottom and the little solid leaves on the top. It'll make sense when you see it in person. I'm just wanting to caution you. So pick this guy up. All right, I'm going to ink this up in Cracked Pistachio. I like this color. I'm not even having to get over the top. I was afraid I was going to have to, but I'm not. It seems to be working. All right, so now these guys will nestle as well. You'll be able to see right where they go. I may get my head in the way just a little bit. But I'm just going to kind of tweak it a little bit, and they just nestle in and around the flowers. I love using the press for this. See how I could just twist it, and then place, and then press this down. There's not a green in the middle, so you're good there. Look how they just nestle. They do exactly what they're supposed to. Now the next layer, again, checking your stamp set to make sure you have them laid correctly. The tops of the flowers go up. Don't do them this way, because that's upside down, okay? So the tops of the flowers go up. I'm going to pick this up like so. And I'm going to ink these in a pale pink. What is this color? Worn Lipstick. Right, and now these guys nestle right above those two little leaves. So there's two little leaves that are kind of off to their selves, and those are the leaves for these little flowers. I am going to get my head in there for a second. Now I'll back out, and now I will stamp those down. And even if you're not perfect with your stamping, this still looks super cute because they lay out so well. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp these little dots. These dots are the centers of the flowers. So they'll lay like this, and they'll make the centers of each of your flowers. I'm just going to pick that up. And I think I'll do those in, the same brown I did the word mom in. So ink that up. And then I may have to get my head in on this one. Not sure. So there we go. I've lined them up, and I'm going to press them down. And there's the centers of your little flowers in place, and it is done. How cute is that? Now, on our website, we have an SVG file for this, so you can get the SVG to cut these out and also to cut the other words out. Let me show you how the other words work. So now I'm going to do these two. This is mom and the shadow for it, okay? So the word mom, I'm going to ink this one up. I think I'll do it in this cracked pistachio. It's pretty. You can see that my stamp is stained. We used some VersaFine Clairs. It's clean. It's just stained. It's no big deal. Stained stamps work. They're loved stamps. All right, so this one I'm just going to stamp the word mom, which, by the way, mom upside down is wow. 2 for 1, guys. So stamp that down. So there's mom. And then we're going to do the shadow. For the shadow, I'm going to use Worn Lipstick. I think that'll be pretty. Now this is where using the press is going to come in real handy because you can lay this down and then line it up. Now I do have to get my head over it because I've got to look at it. All right, I haven't pressed it yet. I've lined it up, and now I'm going to press. You can put this shadow right up on the mom word, or you can put a distance between it. Look how pretty that is. I love it. Let me bring that where you can see it. Look how pretty that is. I love the shadow layer. Now you can also, I'm going to flip this over because I'm just doing this for a sample. I'm going to do it one more time and show you the other thing you can do. Now with the shadow layer, I'm going to go back in with that same pink. And this time, instead of stamping on the mom, I'm going to move away from it a little bit. Just a little bit that way. So I'm a little bit off on my stamping. And this is going to look very Neapolitan. But see that? Now you get kind of a distance and it looks a little more drawn. Isn't that cool? I love that. Also, remember how I told you it's also wow? So you get both that way. Now let's look at the other images on the set. So we didn't want to leave our coloring friends out, the ones of you who love to color. So we did some flowers with just a black and white, or just a black outline. So you could do these in any way you want. I'm going to stamp this one over here. So this set of flowers comes with this set. Look how pretty that is. It's so delicate. This little set, it's 2 side by side. Those come with it. So pretty. And another little set of flowers. So you could put these all over a card in the corners. The focal point of a card could be that. I love the flowers, and plenty of coloring can be done there. So back to the card front, I'm going to show you some more sentiments. I'm going to stamp in black so you can see this one. This one says, to the world, you are a, so there's that, to the world, you are a mom. And then this one says, but to me, you are the, and I'm going to go to the orange now for this one. I'm going to stamp the word world. Right here. So to the world, you are a mom, but to me, you are the world. You also get the option of, let me bring this over. You also get, but to your family, you are the, and but to us, you are the. And then here you get, you are so very loved. I like this for the inside of the card. And there's also some pretty little frillies that you get. Let me show you. This is one of the little patterns that you get that you could put into the corners, or you could put it above. You can play and do anything you want with this set. Stamp that there. Look how pretty. Like a little focal point. And there's more. That's not all. This one is another little kind of just foliage piece. I'm going to stamp it at the bottom. Obviously, I wouldn't stamp all of these together. Maybe I wouldn't. It's looking kind of pretty, but you might. So you could build it like that. So there's your other little foliage piece at the bottom. Now that's not all. You still get a little more. You get some leaves for filler, a little tulip, a little flower, and also these little leaves. So if you wanted to kind of move it around and stamp it yourself, you could play. Or if you wanted to add some flowers here or some leaves or some tendrils, you've got it. Now this is a bigger set. This is a 6x8 set. It's not little. You can see my hand here. It's not the size of our regular sets. It's a little bigger. So there you go. There's one way. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this set. It is called Flowers for Mom, and it's super fun. It's really easy to do. When you get it at home, don't be intimidated. Just follow along. Do the first one, and then the next one, all the way down like they lay here on the sheet, and you'll be fine. Super cool. Thanks so much for watching. I cannot wait to see the projects you make with this. Be sure to share it with us in our customer gallery on our website at maymaymadeit.com. We love to see what you do and all of your inspiration. You can also share it on our Facebook group called Maymay Made It, and so did I. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Have a great one. Bye-bye.